Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, tbkc, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. And that's right, let's go Browns. Let's go Browns. 3-2 in the house, the GOAT. That's actually what it say on the back of this jersey. But anyway, man, good day for the Browns. Hopefully it's a good day for your team. Some not. That's the way half of it goes. But there was a question in the D-Line group, and forgive me for forgetting who actually asked. Is Leon Gines asked in the D-Line, not D-Line, tbkc page, why is it that so many dogs have high rears? And I think it's a solid question, and I'll try to answer it the best that I can. But, one of the reasons that so many people have, so many of these dogs have high rears, as I've gone over it, is just bad breeding. The more that we try to make our breeds better, the more that we try to make our breeds better, there's always people who try to make them worse. And I think we have put a priority more so on features instead of conformation. So it's just like the large bone, and I've explained this, the very, very large bone. Well, what we're noticing is that, yes, some dogs are capable of having large bone and still sort of move pretty good. Some move very, very well with that large bone. Other dogs, we're seeing the shorter upper arm, signs of dwarfism. We're seeing the fusion of the elbows, where the elbows are not moving as well. A very, very stiff. You see a lot of the dogs where I call it like the peg legs. And it's the same thing with the rear end. You're seeing the higher rear end because you have a lot of very, very straight stifles. The straight stifles without proper bend to the back of the leg makes the rear higher. We also see the hip issues. Then you just see bad overall conformation. You add in all of these things, and considering the fact that the dogs themselves just aren't built well and aren't bred well, and you're going to have the things that we're seeing now, longer backs. I've explained the balance issue. You're going to just continue to see this, because the only way to truly make sure that these things do not happen in a breed is to not breed it. And right now, when you see, especially when you see the heads of the registries, and you see different judges saying that, they're going to take a dog with more mass over conformation, that it's not only nullifying, not only minimizing, but nullifying conformation and our mindset that we should always breed for conformation. The only way to fix these issues is to not breed it, to be at a point to where you're looking at a dog, being honest about the dog's conformation, and agreeing with yourself and anybody else who's affiliated with you in your program that these are characteristics that you will not breed. To get great symmetry and get great conformation is not a super easy task. And definitely once you have it there, the last thing you want to do is sacrifice it for certain features. It's a dumb thing. It's better to be patient and build from a great conformation standpoint than to think that you can balance certain features with good or bad conformation. And I'm going to get, more size off of this dog, and I'm going to get this off of that dog. And, like a Frankenstein project. Sometimes you might have to search the world over, to find the perfect stud that fits your standards as far as conformation and the proper size if you want more size on your dogs. But we're not seeing that. A lot of what we're seeing is some of the dogs who have the worst conformation or very, very suspect conformation in this breed. People are choosing those studs just because they have a name, and their worry is more about selling puppies. It's not about the conformation of the dog. Well, when you do get these situations, the problem when you get these situations is that you're adding more and more bad genes. And I'm so tired of hearing people say this thing of, oh yeah, you can fix that in the next generation. No, you can't. All you're doing is taking bad genetics and adding them to the already, maybe good or maybe suspect but look good phenotypes, and you're compounding these bad genetics over and over and over again. Our community has shown flat out, easily, no questions asked, that they are willing to destroy the dog just for the namesake. You know, I could point to you many good conformation dogs who have a lot of mass, who have excellent breathing, who have excellent cardiovascular, excellent top lines and rears, and they weren't even used. I could point out one boy that was Pratt's Honey Badger. Pratt's Honey Badger is one of the nicest specimens out there over the last few years, and he's getting a little bit older now. But the thing about Honey Badger is, for years when he was readily available, no one even dealt with the dog at all. You know, when the great Mufasa was living, people weren't beating down the door to use Mufasa or any of the dogs associated with Mufasa, even though they had very, very good mass. You couldn't deny the mass on the dogs. You couldn't deny the temperament on the dogs. You couldn't deny the conformation. And the reason being is because at those times there were dogs that had bigger names. And that's all we seem to care about, and that's all we seem to push. Everything now is a marketing ploy, and that marketing is how much can you make instead of how much can you make better in this community. I tell all of you younger breeders this, and people who are just getting into it: don't sacrifice conformation for size. It is a thing that will set you back 10 to 15 years, possibly longer, because if your mindset is that you can sacrifice certain flaws just to put more size on your dog, you're more apt to continue to do it in the future. You will never be a great conformation or health breeder if you're willing to sacrifice that conformation and that health just for the approval of somebody to say that your dog is big enough. Of course, as bully breeders, we all want to make dogs that are bully. You know, we all want to make dogs that are bully. But, you know, say for instance, and I'll just give you an example of what I did. You know, having Odell here, you know, one of my young studs who carries very good size, excuse me, especially for a pocket. You know what I mean? He's a 90-pound pocket. He can get very, very heavy. So I do work to keep him down, like some days starving his ass. But, you know, he's a 90-pound pocket. So what do I do as I want to add even more size to that? The bitches that I've taken him to, whether it's my Chum Chum daughter or whether it's, you know, whether it was Big Minnie, these girls, very, very big, very, very wide rib cage, 100-pound females, come from bigger dogs, but at the same time they're very, very conformationally strong. They can hold up. They can hold up to the heat. They can hold up to conditions. They're big females that can make something happen. You know, when you have females or a male that complements your dogs in a structural way, in a conformation way, and you know, in a health way. You know, those components, and structure and conformation are the same thing, by the way. But, you know, well, not really totally, but but y'all get what I'm saying. But when you are putting those components of the dog being built together, built correctly, and fitting the standards correctly as far as conformation goes, and all of those things, when that's your basis of your breedings, you're going to come up with a lot better product on the long run. One thing I do not agree with is turning around and just breeding a dog for the sake of its size. I would not go and find a big dog like those. Excuse me. Those, I mean, bless you. Those females that had that size, right? Those females are very, very good conformation dogs. I would never have a problem in stacking them up, showing how good their rears is, showing how good their top lines are, showing, you know, them as conformation dogs. You know, that is the smartest thing that you can do, is to add another good conformation dog that also has the size, so that when you do get the size, you haven't lost anything in conformation. And I just use that as an example. On the flip side, I've used bigger males sometimes to smaller females with the same idea. Big, good conformation male to a smaller female that I want to add size to that also has good conformation. But, you know, with all that being said, man, we can't change the breed until we change the way we think about the breed. Hopefully people start, you know, caring about the breed and not the greed as much. Until next time, y'all, much love. God bless y'all. Bye. Oh, God, now she calling people booty heads. All right, now, peace.